Thank you all for taking the time out to check out this video. Today we'll be doing a lace closure quick weave. You can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Turn on the alerts. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. This is my Instagram information. You can follow me at _the stylist. I have a slew of pictures on there where you can choose one of those, I guess, and ask for a tutorial on one of those styles. So I've already braided my client's hair. I've already chosen my method of protection for her hair. In this case, I'm using the black paper. Right now, I'm just cutting a portion of that black paper off where the lace closure will be. That way I can have an even blend from her forehead on throughout the closure. You don't have to remove a whole lot of that paper, just a small portion of it, so that you can have a blended install. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm also going to take some Got To Be Glued gel, the one in the black container. I'm going to put that where the lace closure will be. And that's going to be the way that I'm going to attach the cap to my client's skin. I've already cleaned her skin with some alcohol. You can do that. I think I used like 70-something% alcohol. You can use 91, but just make sure that you're using something that's going to be comfortable for your client and that's not going to dry their skin out. So once you put that gel on, you're going to blow dry it until it's dry. You can do it on the highest setting, just not the highest heat. I usually use warm heat and on the highest air pressure. So now I'm taking some bonding glue, which is 30-second. That's what I'm using to go around the cap to make sure that the cap doesn't lift. I'm not gonna put any of the glue where the lace closure will be. So I'm just gonna put it around the hairline as I've done, and then I'm blow drying it now to make sure that it's secure. Once you've done that, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to remove the band off of the wig cap. And you're just going to go around. You don't have to get really close to where the glue is, as long as you just remove that band and don't have any ragged edges, I guess, that can get caught in a comb or something like that. Once you've removed that band, you're going to take some Got To Be Glued spray. You're going to spray it on the hairline and you're going to blow dry. As I said before, I use the highest setting of air with medium heat. And once you get that blow dried, then you can move on to the next step. So in this case, the next step is going to be removing any of that excess cap that is going to be maybe not in the place that you want it to be at. You can take it back a little bit depending on how you want to place the lace closure. So you're just going to remove some of that lace. Some of that cap. This is my first tutorial video, so y'all just be patient with me. I promise to get better as we go along. So right here, I'm taking some more of the Got To Be Glued gel, putting it on that cap to seal it in place on those edges that may have lifted when I was removing some of the cap. And then I'm gonna blow dry it again. And so that's what I'm doing now. You want to make sure that you get any of that cap that's going to be hanging cut off. That way you don't have something that's going to be snagged by a comb. Right here, I'm just taking some more alcohol, removing any residue from the Got To Be Glued spray or gel from her hairline. That way the glue can be effective. You're just gonna take it and rub it around on there, maybe in a circular motion, to make sure that you get everything off. And then I blow dried it just to make sure that it was dry from the alcohol. Now I'm taking some makeup. I'm using a powder makeup. It's just some makeup that I got from the beauty supply store, just to blend it as close as possible with her skin complexion. I'm going to go as far back as I can go to wherever the lace closure will stop it. And now I'm going to take some more alcohol to remove that makeup off of her skin. Once I've done that, I'm going to come back with a skin protectant. And that's what I've just placed on my client's skin. I'm going to blow dry that. Now that I've blow dried the skin protectant, I'm going to go on to my next step, which is going to be applying the lace glue. In this video, or mostly what I use all the time, is Bold Hold lace glue. This is the active. I have ordered some other lace glues, but I haven't had a chance to use them yet. So you can expect a tutorial on that, which will be the goat glue. So right now, I've made my dots across the area where the lace closure will go. I'm taking a popsicle stick or orange wood stick to smooth that glue out across my client's hairline or on that stocking cap. I'm going to smooth it out to where it's just really smooth. I don't want to try to make it clear, because it's going to turn clear on its own. So you just put that on there, and then you can do as many coats as possible. Some people mostly do 3 coats. I try to do 2 to 3 coats depending on the client. You can go as many as you want, I guess, but I use 2 to 3 coats. The more coats you do, the longer wear you'll get. So here I'm going to go ahead to attach the bundles to my client's hair. Well, I'm coming back to do another coat of glue here. I guess I probably need to wait until the video gets to that part and then start speaking on it. But I'm putting another coat of glue over the first coat. As you can see, I'm taking my orange wood stick, smoothing it out. And then you're just going to smooth it out and wait till it turns clear. And so now I'm going to go ahead to place the tracks in place. It may be easier for you if you waited until you had already attached your lace closure. That way you can be sure not to place any tracks in the area where you're going to have the lace closure at. But in this case, I was able to lay a few tracks and avoid the area where the lace closure will go. So I'm using a double track method, which is where I have 2 of the tracks together, and I'm going to lay them like that the whole time, basically. The only time I may change is when I get right to the closure in the top. And as you can see, I'm coming back with my 3rd layer of Bold Hold, and I'm gonna smooth that out. If you all feel like you would like for me to give more information on a certain part of this video, then I guess you all can probably comment that in the comment section. I always check the comments, so I'll be glad to get your feedback. So now I'm going to go ahead and continue to lay my tracks in place. Uh, what I usually do is just start from one side of the head and go to the other side. And then I fill in the back portion once I've gotten some of that longer hair all the way around. I try to put the longer bundles to where they can at least drop in the front a little bit so I can give my clients some length in the front. But you can do this basically however, for whatever style you're trying to achieve. This was basically just the easier way for me, because like I said, it gives length in the front. My client won't have shorter hair in the front, longer hair in the back. So I bring the tracks around to the front and kind of arch them up a little bit. Usually after each time that I glue tracks down, I blow dry them. But you want to be careful to make sure that you don't have any of that hair getting onto the lace glue. So now I'm going to place the lace closure on my client's hair. But what I did right here was I stopped to put some makeup on the lace. And you just want to do it lightly. And then you can spray some holding spray on there to make sure that that makeup stays in place on the lace. I also have lace tint spray, but that wasn't really necessary for this install because the lace closely matched my client's skin complexion, and then I used makeup. But I do have lace tint spray. I've used that a while. I have two different kinds. I'll probably do tutorials on that as well. And so when you're laying this lace closure down, you want to make sure that you don't go too far back with the lace closure. Since the lace is not already cut, you want to make sure that the hairline of the lace closure meets right at the section where the glue is gonna be. If you put the lace closure back too far, then the lace will glue down to your client's skin and you'll have to remove it. If you bring the lace up too far, then that's fine, because you can come back and add more glue to that area that's maybe lifted at a later time once you begin to remove the lace. So I'm just parting here some sections so that I can blow dry that glue in place. I'm using the highest setting with medium heat, and that's what I just did. I blow dried it. I'm gonna move some of that hair out of the way, and then I think my next step is probably gonna be to put the to sew the lace closure down. I'm using nylon thread. You can use cotton thread or nylon. I use a round needle, and you're gonna start in that top section of the your client's head, at the middle back part of that closure. Make sure you have it stretched all the way out. That way you don't have any lumps in your lace closure. But you're gonna go ahead and sew that lace closure down to the cap. You don't necessarily have to sew it to the braids. You can go as far down to sew it into the braids, but if you're sewing it to the cap and through the paper, that should be fine, because the cap is bonded to your client's hair, or the cap is bonded to your client's head by the black paper, and the black paper is sewn down to your client's head. So even if you just sew through the cap, it should be okay. So you're going to work your way around to the sides. As I said, you want to make sure that you're stretching that cap out a little bit so that you don't have any lumps in there. You don't have to do it really tight, but you want to make sure that you get it really good. I usually stop right where my glue is on the cap, because I know that that glue is going to hold that lace closure in place. Once you've sewn it, you're going to secure it with the knot on the end, cut the thread to remove it, and then you're going to proceed to the other side of that lace closure to sewing it in place as you did with the first side. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my elastic band and I'm gonna wrap it around my client's edges where the lace closure is bonded down to my client's skin. That way I can have a melted install. And as I said, I'm just going to go on and continue to sew the other side of the lace closure down to my client's head. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the next bundle. And as you can see, I'm starting to fill in this back portion where no tracks are, to bring it up to the length to where the tracks meet in the top, leading up to that closure. I'm still using the double track method. As you can see, like I said, I'm just placing those tracks in the back portion. I'll let you all watch this and then I'll come back and with some more commentary later on in the video. I've completed laying the tracks up to the lace closure, I've also removed the elastic band from my client's hairline. So now I'm going to go ahead to remove the excess lace from the lace closure. I'm using a eyebrow razor. Just be very careful not to cut your client's skin, but you want to get as close to the hairline of that lace closure as possible. That way you can be sure to keep any of that extra lace off of your client's skin. As you can see here, I had a little bit of lace onto the glue that was not needed, so I'm trying to remove. I apologize. Someone had called my phone, but yeah, so I was trying to remove that excess lace. And once you complete one side, you can move to the other side of that lace closure to removing that excess lace as well. This hairstyle does not take up much of your time. I want to say that I was able to complete the style in maybe an hour and 30 minutes. And that's not including the shampoo and blow dry. But I think it took about an hour and 30 minutes for me to braid her down, install the lace closure, or braid her down, do the protective method, lay the lace closure down, and then lay the tracks. And once I completed laying the tracks down, you'll see what I do to basically style the hair for her. So if you have any lace that's not stuck to your client's skin, then you're going to come back with your bold hold or whatever lace glue that you choose to use. You're going to come back with that, and you're going to put it underneath the lace that's lifted. Once you get it underneath that lace that's lifted, you still want to wait till it's clear, and then you're going to press it down into that glue, and then you're gonna you can use a comb. Try not to use your finger because you don't want to have the hair glued down to the lace. But if you take a comb, you can just pretty much, press it down in there. Right here, I have my tweezers, and I'm just plucking this hairline a little bit to give it a more natural effect. I'm not going to pluck a whole lot, but I am going to pluck it a little bit so that it looks more natural. My client is going to go for baby hairs with this install. So you'll see me do a little bit of that. But right now I'm just plucking. I'm pulling some of that excess hair out with my hand, just running my fingers through it. You can use a comb or your hand, whichever way is your preferred method. You want to be very careful when plucking because you don't want to pluck too much of the hair and cause bald spots within the lace. So be very strategic with this. It's not rocket science or nothing like that. It's very simple. Just pluck a little bit. Try to remove any straight lines out of the front of that hairline. That way it looks more natural. I'll try to thin out those baby hairs a pretty good bit, but as I said, I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm just going to try to pluck out some of it just to, like I said, make it look natural. I'm blow drying right here because some of the lace may have lifted up a little bit. So I'm just blow drying it to make sure that, it adheres to my client's skin. Right here, I'm plucking in the part. So I already had parted the section off, and now I'm just going through with the tweezers to pluck that part. Try not to pluck your parts really, really wide. Try to stay, like a natural part, I guess. But if it is wide, then you can use my cheat method. I don't mind. You'll see me use it later on in the video. But once you pluck that area, you just want to make sure that whatever type of look you're going for with those baby hairs, that you know what I'm saying, bring that part like that. I kind of was going for a look where the baby hairs was in front of the part a little, so that's the way that I plucked it. Right now I'm just taking some water to mist the hair. The lace closure had been previously washed when I bleached the knots, so I wanted to blend that hair with the bundles. So I took my spray bottle with some water and sprayed it on there, and just brush through it and comb through it to make sure that no tangles were in the hair. So now that I've got that complete, I'm moving on to the baby hairs. I am using one of those small combs with the brush on the side. I'm using some foam to do the baby hairs. I want to say that this is some foam that I use on my dread clients. My clients that have dreads. But it works really well. It gives a good hold, and it doesn't really lift the lace. You want to look for something that's basically alcohol free, because anything with alcohol in it is most likely going to lift that lace. I just ordered some foam to do the baby hairs with from Erica J. So once that comes in, I'll probably start using that. Well, most likely I'll be using that in my tutorials, because I hear it's really good stuff. So we'll see how that goes. So now I'm just working in those baby hairs, trying to, get them in place. So I want to say that I use the elastic band again to hold down her baby hairs, but you definitely want to make sure that those baby hairs are dry and that foam has dried in place. But I just took some Nairobi foam and some curling wax to put there to smooth out the hair where the part was in the top. And then I took my hot comb to basically smooth out that area as well. So here I'm taking some Got to Be Glued spray just to spray on those baby hairs, and then I'm going to blow dry them. You can spray it lightly. You don't need anything that's really hard. The foam pretty much gives it a soft effect, so if you spray too much Got to Be Glued on there, you'll make the baby hairs hard, which would be harder for your client to I guess revive them if they come out of place. But I just put some Nairobi foam on the ends to make sure the hair was pretty much blended in together really well. Here, it was some excess hair in the front from that lace closure that I just wanted to cut off. And that's what I was doing with that eyebrow razor. This is some Nairobi foam. As I said, I'm just blending the curls, trying to make it look the same throughout. And that's pretty much it. I'm taking some makeup with a small brush, and I'm just going through that part with a makeup that closely matches my client's skin complexion. Once you put the makeup there, you're gonna come back with my method to close that part in. You use the rat tail comb, and you're gonna use some black spray, and you're gonna put the rat tail comb in between the part. Take the black spray and you're gonna spray it over that section. Be sure not to spray where the comb isn't, because if you spray where the comb isn't placed, then you're going to cause that lace to be black. And that'll create another issue. You'll have to go back through with the makeup again. But I usually do it in sections. I do a small portion, then another portion, then another portion of the part. Be very careful with this, because as I said, you don't want to get that black spray on the lace, and you can see that she loves it. Now, introducing dash bands. These were created to provide longevity for hairstyles in between salon visits. They are effective in holding down baby hairs and holding lace in place. This is a polyester material, so it is definitely elastic, and it is definitely sturdy and soft. You can order these by visiting my Instagram page. You can either DM me or email me to purchase them until I have my website completed. Then the link to that website to purchase those dash bands will be in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the alerts, like, share, comment, all of the above. Also follow me on Instagram at _the stylist. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to your remarks. You all have a great and blessed day or night, whichever way you're viewing this video. All right, thank you so much, y'all. Be good. Talk to you later.